Welcome, welcome everyone to the English Prep Podcast.
Great to be here.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into something that's really crucial for so many of you listeners, English proficiency exams.
Hmm.
These tests, they're often the key, right? They unlock doors to studying abroad, getting that job in a new country, maybe even migrating.
Absolutely.
But it can feel a bit overwhelming, can it? You've got IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, Duolingo, Cambridge English. Lots of options.
It's a lot to navigate.
So our mission today is really to kind of cut through that confusion. We want to help you understand the landscape, figure out which one might be the best fit for you.
Exactly. And choosing the right one up front, well, it saves so much hassle. Time, money, frustration.
Right. You don't want to take the wrong one and have to do it all over again.
Nobody wants that. And these exams, they're not just, hoops to jump through. They're seen as official proof of your English level. They're trusted worldwide.
By who, mainly? Universities?
Universities, yeah, but also governments, employers. They rely on these for a fair measurement of English skills.
Okay, that makes sense. So why do they carry so much weight? Why isn't, say, just having a good conversation or getting a nice recommendation letter enough sometimes?
Well, it really boils down to two things: standardization and trust.
Standardization, meaning everyone gets the same kind of test.
Pretty much, yeah. Unlike, an informal chat or even a certificate from a local school, these big exams follow really strict rules, globally agreed rules.
Oh, okay.
So the results are consistent, they're verifiable, they're recognized everywhere. It gives a fair, objective measure, which is just critical when you're making big life decisions like moving abroad or applying for higher education.
That makes perfect sense. Fair and objective. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
And as we mentioned, there are quite a few players in this field. This is where it gets interesting. We've got IELTS, TOEFL, PT Academic, the Duolingo English test, and the Cambridge English exams. Let's maybe break down the big two first. IELTS and TOEFL seem to come up a lot.
Sounds good. Let's start with IELTS.
Okay, IELTS, International English Language Testing System. What's involved if someone decides to take this one?
So IELTS mainly comes in two flavors. There's IELTS Academic, that's mostly for university applications.
Right.
And then there's IELTS General Training. That one's more for like work purposes, migration, maybe secondary school.
Okay, two types. And what skills do they test?
The core four: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And your score comes back on a band scale from 0 to 9. You can get half points too, like a 6.5 or 7.5.
The 0 to 9 scale.
Yeah.
And what makes IELTS? Well, IELTS. What's its unique feature?
I'd say the most distinctive thing is the speaking test. It's face-to-face. You actually sit down and talk with a real human examiner.
Oh, interesting. Not speaking into a computer.
Yep, a real person. A lot of candidates find that feels more natural, maybe a bit less intimidating than talking to a screen.
I can see that. Makes it feel more like a conversation.
Exactly. Plus, IELTS often includes a mix of accents: British, Australian, American, other international ones too. And spelling might reflect that mix.
So more global English exposure.
You could say that. And another thing is flexibility. Often you can choose between taking the test on paper or on a computer for the listening, reading, and writing parts.
Oh, that's good to have the option.
Yeah, it caters to different preferences.
Okay, so summing up IELTS. If you're comfortable with that face-to-face speaking, you're okay with various English accents, and maybe you're looking at the UK, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, or parts of Europe, IELTS could be a really strong contender.
That's a good summary, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very widely accepted in those regions and beyond.
All right, now let's switch gears. TOEFL. Test of English as a foreign language. How does this one compare?
TOEFL, especially the most common version, the TOEFL IBT, that's the internet-based test, is also very popular.
IBT, got it.
Like IELTS, it covers the same four skills: reading, listening, speaking, and writing.
Yeah.
But the scoring is different. It's out of 120 points total.
120 instead of 9, okay.
Yeah, each section, reading, listening, speaking, writing, is worth 30 points.
And what about its unique characteristics? What makes TOEFL stand out?
Well, the biggest difference is probably the speaking section. For TOEFL IBT, you speak into a microphone connected to the computer. Your responses are recorded and then scored later by multiple raters.
Ah, so the opposite of IELTS in that way. No live examiner.
Correct. Some people prefer this, maybe feel less pressure in the moment. Others find it a bit less personal,
That depends on the person.
Definitely. Also, TOEFL tends to have a stronger focus on American English accents and vocabulary. And the content is very geared towards academic settings, university lectures, campus conversations, that kind of thing.
So very university focused.
Very much so. And it uses integrated tasks quite a bit.
Integrated tasks, what does that mean?
It means you have to combine skills. Like, you might listen to a short lecture extract, then read a short passage in the same topic, and then you'll be asked to speak or write, summarizing or comparing the points.
Okay, so testing how you use English in a more academic, multi-skill way.
Precisely. It simulates tasks you'd likely encounter at university.
Gotcha. So for TOEFL, if you're mainly targeting universities in the US or maybe Canada, and you're more comfortable speaking to a computer than a person, and you're familiar with American English and academic stuff, TOEFL might be the better route for you.
That's a very good way to put it, yes. Particularly strong acceptance in U.S. institutions.
Okay, so those are the two giants. But you mentioned others. What else is out there? Let's talk about PTE Academic.
Right, PTE, academic, the Pearson test of English. This one's fully computer-based.
Yeah.
Everything. Even the scoring is done by AI, artificial intelligence.
AI scoring, really?
Yeah. The idea is consistency and removing potential human bias. And a big plus. The results are often super fast. Sometimes you get your score back within 48 hours.
Wow, 2 days. That's quick if you're in a hurry.
Exactly. It's especially popular in places like Australia and New Zealand for both studying and migration.
Okay, PTE, computer-based, AI scored, fast results, popular down under.
Got it. What about the Duolingo English test? That one seems to have really taken off recently. It really has. Its big selling points are convenience and cost. It's 100% online. You take it from home on your computer, monitored through your webcam.
And home, seriously.
Yep. No need to travel to a test center. It's also generally cheaper than IELTS or TOEFL, and the test itself is much shorter, usually under an hour.
Under an hour, that's appealing.
Definitely. And more universities, particularly in North America, but elsewhere too, are starting to accept it. So it's becoming a really viable option for many.
Convenience, cost, speed, Duolingo. Okay. And lastly, the Cambridge English exams. You mentioned C1 Advanced, C2 Proficiency. What's the story there?
Right. The Cambridge exams, like C1 Advanced and C2 Proficiency, these have been around a long time and are very well respected, especially in Europe and the UK.
C1, C2, those refer to language levels.
Yeah, exactly. They align with the CER, the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. C1 is advanced, C2 is proficiency, basically mastery level.
And how are they different from, say, IELTS Academic?
They tend to focus more broadly on real-world communication skills, not just purely academic contexts. So using English effectively in social and professional situations as well as study.
Okay, more general competence.
In a way, yes. But the huge advantage, the standout feature, the Cambridge English certificates don't expire.
They don't expire, unlike IELTS and TOEFL, which are usually valid for 2 years.
Correct. Once you pass a Cambridge exam like C1 or C2, that qualification is yours for life.
Wow. That's a major difference for long-term planning.
It certainly is.
Okay, fantastic overview. Let's try a quick recap of those key differences just to nail it down for everyone listening.
Sure.
So IELTS. Probably best if you prefer that in-person speaking test and need broad global acceptance.
Especially UK, Australia, Canada, Europe.
TOEFL. Better suited for U.S. university paths. And if you're good with computer-based speaking and American academic content,
That's profile, yeah.
PTE, the go-to if you need results fast, like a fully computer experience, especially for Australia or New Zealand.
Spot on. Speed and computer-based.
Duolingo, the choice for affordability, convenience, taking the test at home, and quick completion time.
Convenience is key there.
And Cambridge English. Best for that long-term, non-expiring certificate, especially with a focus on Europe, UK, and demonstrating broader real-world skills.
Perfect summary. Each one really caters to slightly different needs and preferences.
It's great there are choices. So that brings us to the big question. We know the players now. How does someone actually choose the right exam for them? What's the process?
Okay, this is crucial. There are a few steps, and the first one is absolutely non-negotiable.
Which is?
Check the requirements first. Always look at the specific website of the university, the employer, the immigration department you're applying to. They will tell you exactly which test they accept and what score you need.
That makes sense. Don't guess, just check.
Exactly. That narrows it down immediately. Step 2, consider your strengths and weaknesses. Like we discussed, are you better face-to-face? IELTS might be good. Prefer talking to a computer, maybe TOEFL or PTE. Think about what suits your style.
Know thyself.
Pretty much. Yeah. Third, think about timing. How quickly do you need those results? PTE and Duolingo are often faster than IELTS or TOEFL. Factor that in.
Deadlines matter.
They do. Fourth, look at the cost. Exam fees aren't trivial. Duolingo is usually the cheapest, others can be quite a bit more. Check prices in your region.
Budget's always a factor.
And finally, number 5, think long-term. If you need that certificate to be valid indefinitely, Cambridge is really the only one that offers that lifetime validity.
Check requirements, know your strength, check timing, check cost, think long-term. That's a really clear framework.
Hopefully that helps people narrow it down.
I think it will. So once you've picked your exam, the next mountain is preparation. What are some top strategies for success regardless of which test you end up taking?
Preparation. Yes, key. Okay, first big one. Build your general English skills every day. Don't just study for the test format.
Meaning?
Read widely news, articles, books, watch movies, TV shows, listen to podcasts. Like this one?
Shameless plug.
Huh. Exactly. Speak English whenever you can. Immerse yourself. A strong foundation makes test-specific prep much easier.
Makes sense. Build the base first.
Second, practice with official exam materials. Get the real practice tests from the official source, IELTS, ETS for TOEFL, Pearson for PTE, etc. This helps you understand the question types, the structure, the timing. Get familiar with it.
Simulate the real thing.
Yes, and simulate exam conditions too. Time yourself strictly.
Yeah.
It reduces surprises and stress on the day. Third, identify and strengthen your weak areas. Took a practice test. Did poorly on listening. Focus on listening practice, maybe different accents. Writing weak. Practice planning essays, work on grammar, get feedback.
Target your effort.
Precisely. Fourth, master time management. This is huge, especially for reading and writing sections. You need to work efficiently, practice skimming, scanning, allocating time per question or task. Don't get stuck.
Pace yourself.
Crucial. And fifth, take full mock tests and get feedback. Do complete practice exams under timed conditions. Then, if possible, have a teacher, tutor, or even a knowledgeable friend give you feedback, especially on your speaking and writing.
Find out where you're really at.
Exactly. Honest feedback is gold.
Those are great actionable strategies. Any final quick tips for the actual test day? Anything practical people should keep in mind?
Definitely. A few things. 1, sleep well the night before. Sounds obvious, but being rested makes a huge difference.
Don't cram all night.
Please don't.
Yeah.
2, arrive early to the test center or get your home setup ready way ahead if it's Duolingo. Avoid rushing. Avoid that last-minute stress.
Be calm, be early.
3, follow instructions carefully. Listen to the invigilator. Read the instructions on the screen or paper. Silly mistakes can cost points.
Read the fine print.
Always. And 4, if something goes wrong, like you miss a word in termsin, listening, don't panic. Just let it go and focus on the next question. Dwelling on mistakes just makes things worse.
Keep moving forward.
Exactly. Stay calm. Stay focused.
Great practical advice. One last thing on prep, roughly. What kind of study timeline should people aim for?
It varies a lot, depending on your starting level, of course. But a general guideline. Maybe 3 to 6 months out, focus on that general English improvement.
Building the base.
Yeah. Then maybe 2 to 3 months before the test, start using those official practice materials, identify weaknesses, really get into the test format.
Getting specific.
Right. And the final month, really focus hard on time practice, exam strategies, mock tests, getting feedback.
Peak performance time?
Kind of. And the final week, don't cram new stuff, review key vocabulary, maybe do some light practice to stay sharp, but mostly focus on relaxing and being mentally prepared.
Wind down, don't burn out.
That's the idea. Consistent effort over time is much better than last-minute panic.
Fantastic. Wow, we've really covered a lot of ground today. From unpacking the big exams like IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, Duolingo, Cambridge, to their unique features, how to choose, how to prep.
It's a big topic, but hopefully we've made it a bit clearer.
I think so. You really distilled the key things people need to think about.
Well, the main takeaway is choosing an exam isn't random. It's about matching the test to your goals, knowing yourself, and then putting in the smart preparation work.
That preparation is where the magic happens.
It really is. That's what opens those doors.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe a final thought for our listeners. Beyond just passing the test, think about what kind of communication skills your goal, that university, that job, that new life really values. Does your chosen test help you build and showcase those specific skills most effectively? Something to ponder.
Good point. It's about the skills behind the score.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that expertise today.
My pleasure.
And thank you all for joining us on the English Prep Podcast. Keep learning, keep exploring, and we'll catch you on the next one.